Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So recently, I took a break because I was in Mexico and my internet probably isn't working. Great. Anyways, my yeah, I was in Mexico. The post is supposed to show, you know. Well, anyways, and now we have our good old friend Microsoft Paint to help me make this video. Yeah. Um. I'm supposed to be drawing stuff, I guess. I don't know. I got this idea, and then it's probably not going to work out as well as I thought it would because my internet has ceased to exist. There it is. Yeah, 7 days ago. Anyway, 7 months ago. Wow, two posts. Anyways, basically, let's start with the first thing. Okay, so we took a flight to Mexico. Yay, plane. Thank you. Yes. Perfect plane. Amazing drawing skills. But yeah, we went to Mexico on a plane. And, what? I don't really know where to start. I had this all planned out. I didn't ever write anything down, but I had it all planned out. uh, what am I supposed to write? Well, yeah, okay. The title of this video will probably be something along the lines of I almost got scammed in Mexico because that's what I'm going to be talking about, probably the last thing. But let's talk about some things like we stayed at an all-inclusive resort, which meant food. Yay! Infinite food. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, infinite food. Free. Well, my parents paid for it, but I didn't, so it's free to me. Anyways, yeah. It was infinite free food, free drinks. I don't know. I mean, I only had one Coca-Cola the entire trip, but yeah. I mostly had Sprite, but anyways, yeah. So I'm probably gonna need to shorten this down and like edit this because there's so much stuttering. But disclaimer: there will be a ton of stuttering in this video. So yeah, have fun with that. Anyways, yes. Why do I keep switching the pencil tool? Let's see these different options. I've not used Microsoft Paint. This is like my first time on this computer using Microsoft Paint. I didn't even know I had Microsoft Paint on this computer, to be honest. Anyways, yeah. The trip was fun, but but it could have been better. Yay. The thing that the place where I got scammed was the day trip that we took like Thursday. So I still have like okay. Let's start with Saturday. No, let's start with Friday first. But yeah, Saturday is the main day I'll start on. So Friday we I finished school. We drove in our car. Well, it was a truck, but yeah. I don't know. We drove in my dad's truck to Cleveland from New York. It was like a 4-hour drive. Stayed in a hotel. Okay, that's the eraser tool is horrible. Anyways, yeah, we stayed in a hotel. That was pretty much that entire day. Yeah, it was just driving to Cleveland, going to sleep because it was after school. So school. I skipped track practice because I'm in track, and we went to what is it called? yeah, we went to Cleveland, and then Saturday, that's when we got on the plane and flew to Cancun, Mexico. Yay! And immediately, and what happened when we got there was we immediately got sent to a travel agent, who, when we talked about our planning a day trip to, what is it called? Uh, um, it started with the C. I forget. Chichen Itza. That's what it was. Chichen. I don't know how to spell that. Chichen Itza. Yeah, when we talked about our planned day trip to Chichen Itza, they immediately tried to sell us stuff. Yeah, because they want money. They immediately tried to sell us. Oh yeah, you can get 4 tickets for the price of one. Which, and they got really pushy when we tried to decline and just kept talking to us for like 10 minutes extra. So yeah, that wasn't fun because it was my parents that they talked to, but yeah. And then after that, we left the airport. I don't know how to draw that. Left the air. There we go. I have amazing drawing skills. We left the airport and we went to our resort. Yay! We ate some food. We pretty much relaxed that entire day because vacation. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much how that's pretty much how Friday and Saturday went. Now Sunday, I don't really remember what we did. Honestly, I don't think we did very much on Sunday. We just did more relaxing. And then honestly, all the days mixed together, so there wasn't really like much that we did. But and I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. We went we went to the other resort because we stayed at the Royal Cancun, and they have a sister resort. I don't know what's called the sister resort, but it's called the Royal Sands. It's like Royal Resort chain or something. So yeah, we went from the Royal Cancun to the Royal Sands. The Royal Sands is basically a more commercialized version of the Royal Cancun, which is more family oriented. So while this one had apartments and stuff, this one had single rooms, which we didn't stay in the room since it was only a day trip to the Royal Sands. And they also had other stuff that was like more commercial stuff. Like they had parasailing, which I kind of wanted to do, but we didn't end up getting to do, sadly. So yeah, that's that. And then yeah, we also and on that day I got very sunburned. My arms and legs. I don't know how to draw that. I'm not gonna try. I got really sunburned, and so did my brother. Uh, me and my brother have just started the process of peeling yesterday, so that was not fun. But yeah, I'm trying to erase this. So after that, and then on the same day, we went to a show. Um, so the show was supposed to be a Caribbean show, I guess. Um, the Caribbean show was just there wasn't really much to do. It was we ate food and we watched the show afterward. There was like an hour and a half to eat food and then an hour to watch the show. I just realized I turned the R into an arrow. Yeah, that's basically what happened. I couldn't eat most of the food, so they brought me fajitas, which was like one of the only foods that I ate the entire tour. Like I ate like 20 fajitas. They had 3 different options: steak, shrimp, and chicken. Which I think I had steak the most. So, I had shrimp twice, which was probably the least. And chicken second most, which was like 3 times. But yeah, I'd stay 3 or 4. But yeah, that's how that went. Just keep looking. And jeez. Anyways, so yeah, that's how that went. I also had the salad. I gotta say though, I did not have Caesar salads until like the last few days, and then those were really good. I really like the Caesar salad. Because, well, the reason I couldn't eat anything is because I am gluten free. Allergies, not preference. I'm gluten free. I'm kind of this weird thing where I am allergic, but I basically the symptoms are similar to just gluten intolerance, but I am completely gluten free. So my symptoms are mild. Like, I don't throw up or die or any of that when I eat gluten. I get a horrible stomach ache. But yeah, I am technically gluten free and not gluten intolerant, so there's some sort of difference. Yeah, I'm going to a gluten free camp later this summer in August, which will be fun. It's like my 3rd or 4th year going, but we're getting off track. Okay. The Caribbean show had like I honestly didn't like it that much. Another thing that there was like too much skin. I just felt that all the skin was unnecessary. I don't understand it, but but yeah, that's pretty much how the Caribbean show went. After then I don't think we really went anywhere or did much. We pretty much just ate food. The omelet bar at our resort at the Royal Cancun Resort was amazing. So yeah, then we get to Thursday, the day of reckoning. Oops. Which is basically the same thing as saying tour day, the day I got scammed. Well, we almost got scammed. We almost got scammed. But yeah, basically what the tour was we were touring Mayan ruins. I got one picture which I'll probably post after I post this video sometime after I post it. But yeah, we saw one Mayan. We saw the Mayan. We went to the Mayan ruins, but the first stop was not the Mayan ruins. Wanna know what it was? It was a store where where Mayan people like sold They stole things from their heritage for money because it's all about dinero there in Mexico. Perfect. Yeah, it's all about money there. They basically flaunted their heritage and said, give money for random obsidian carvings or whatever. It was a scam. They were like it was like $1,500 for like a medium sized thing. It was way overpriced. And it's basically like you're selling your heritage for money. It's like the only reason that they were going by their heritage was so they could make money, which didn't really sit right with me, because it's like it's your heritage, it's what your people did for thousands of years, and you're selling things from that heritage solely for money. It's not because you enjoy it; it's for money, which was honestly kind of depressing. But yeah, after we went to the overpriced store, we had lunch, which honestly wasn't that good. Like, I mean, I had like the soup, and it had a lime in it, and the lime overpowered everything else. So it only tasted like lime soup, basically. And then I mean I had to take the lime out because it tasted too much like a lime. Once I took the lime out, it was a bit better, and I was able to enjoy my soup without it being so bad. But I still didn't like it. So yeah, and then I just had some. I think I had more fajitas, and this wasn't even at the resort. It was like they were like, I guess, tacos slash fajitas. I don't know. It wasn't really a taco, I gotta say. It was a fajita, but I know because I ate them for like it was like a fajita without the fajita mix, which is basically which is probably just taco, but either way, that's just how it was. Then after we went for lunch. Oh wait, I forgot to talk about one thing. There's the normal Chichen Itza package and the premium. We did not get the premium. Oops. Premium. We did not get the premium because normal everything, basically. I forgot the Y. Don't write the Y there. Everything, and then the premium was everything plus one beer per person during lunch, and an umbrella. And it was and it was completely overpriced. It was probably like $100 more. I don't remember looking at the price, but it was most likely because people next to us were talking about how little they got for like what they bought, and yeah, they pretty much spent $100 for a beer and an umbrella. So they also were like the people on the tour were the tour guide was also like, yo, you'll need bug spray so much. There's only one last way you can get it, right here, right after lunch for $10 per little can. It was like a 3 ounce something. I don't know. It was probably like 3 ounces. I don't know. It was like a little spray. Like I don't know, not that large. It was like that. It was like perfume kind of. It was not like perfume, but it was like a small bottle, and it was 10 U.S. No, that's SU. U.S. doll hairs. Anyways. Yeah, it was really expensive, and then guess what? There were no bugs. They were like huddled in the shade at the Mayan ruins. There was a ton of them. There was like an entire swarm, but like not where we were. They were smart. They were definitely smarter than humans. I gotta give it to them. They were in the shade and not looking at these random structures that like, oh, that was a place they sacrifice people. Yeah, sacrifice. Anyways, yeah. There were. It is true. There were like 3 different places to sacrifice people from like 2 different eras. So I guess the Mayans like sacrifice. They should sell that. They should sell something like we'll sacrifice you to our gods for $1,500 US dollars. That should totally be a thing. Oop, I forgot the apostrophe. But yeah. Anyways, after we did that, okay, I didn't actually talk about the Mayan ruins. Like, I'll probably like upload it like right as we're speaking to to the YouTube channel, because I have a picture right here. It was kind of cool. My one question was, how did they install a metal fence around all their buildings? Which apparently my parents found hilarious, because I guess they didn't. It was installed by like people from our era, which is kind of stupid. Why would you install a metal fence around it? Honestly, couldn't be me. But like putting a metal fence around a temple with a ton of stairs. Stairs. Like the front half was like entirely rebuilt, and then the back half was like rubble. Like the stairs were non-existent, and it's just like, well, why can't I go up the front half? Because someone died. I ask again, why can't I go up the front half? I state my case, but why can't I go up the front half? Who cares if someone died? That someone is not me. Oh man, okay. But yeah, that's basically what happened. Anyways, it's not uploading. This is annoying. Anyways, let's now on to the next thing. We're almost to the part where we got scammed. I'll probably skip. Okay, yeah, not skip over anything because there's nothing to skip over. But okay, I'm not uploading it right now. I can probably just upload it on my computer later. But yes. On to the next thing, which was the I don't know, sinkhole, I guess. It was like the pool with the cave in the cave where you could like swing on a vine into it and then splash into the water, and it was fun. But then the line got 3 miles long and it was no longer fun. Okay, stop opening. So yeah, that was a thing, and then the worst part, my brother had a panic attack twice. Twice. Yes. But yes. First he was like, I don't want to go in. I want to go in. When we were like in the changing area, it was horrible, honestly, though. Like there was there was walls, there was no door, and it was made of like clay. So yeah, you changed right out in the open, and the only one that was open was the one right by the doorway. So we just had someone block the other people from view. So from the view of you changing, but yeah. And then so he all and then and then once we were changed, as soon as he got his foot in the pool, as okay, no, as soon as he got as soon as he got to the pool, he was like, he started freaking out. He started shrieking and crying on he's mad at me right now for talking about this. Yeah, he started screaming and crying, and like wouldn't go in there. So my dad, grabbed him and put him in there, and he started freaking out and crying even more. And so they were forced to slowly move him to the exit, because like the entrance is over here, and well, this is a giant pool, and then the exit is these stairs over here at the edge of the pool. The stairs are really weird, so you have to go from here to here, which was not fun, because and then it made our parents look like horrible people, because they were dragging a screaming, crying 12-year-old to the stairs, which was so that was a thing. And now we get to the part we've all been waiting for, the point where we almost got scammed in Mexico. Yes, I'm taking Spanish. No, I'm not good at it. I have like an 80. By the way, dinero, the dinero early in their video means money. If any of you didn't know that, but yeah. So yeah, they dropped us off. They randomly dropped us off on a stop that wasn't listed anywhere in like when you went on the site. Like the first stop was the one where it was like $1,500 for an obsidian sculpture. for like a face, which was expensive, and then which was a scam, and then they dropped us off at like right in front of a tequila place, which also like was like a jewelry store in the front. Like you could buy like it was like silver for like $400 for a small ring with a skull face on it. Perfect drawing. But yeah, it was like it was insane, and some of the jewelry like had. I'm again doing the exact same thing. Had no price. It had no price tag. There was no price tag there, and so you had no clue how much it cost, and they immediately dragged us to the back of the store. Basically, like we were pushed, not really pushed, but like we were persuaded into going into the back of the store, where they gave my parents free samples of tequila. Free samples, which sounds all well and good, until they kept giving them free samples. My mom had to stop after like the fourth like little shot, and my dad kept going. He at the end he said he still wanted more tequila after we eventually pulled him out. But But yeah, and want to know what they did while my parents were in the back of the store? They pulled me and my brother. They said, "Oh, we have something for the kids," into the very back of the store. And want to know what they had for their kids? Chocolate. That, guess what? You had to pay for. Why? And guess what? It was expensive. I'll tell you how expensive a little bit later. It was. They first of all they dragged us to the back of the store basically, and handed me and my brother each 4 bars of chocolate. No, 3 bars of chocolate. They handed us each 3 or 4 bars of chocolate, which is a lot of chocolate. And then when we asked how much, they didn't. They pretended to not hear us. Then we said it again. How much? They pretended not to hear us again. Then we asked for a third time. How much? They said, and I quote, "Not much." Like, what do you mean, not much? You, that's like saying, "Oh yeah, how this house, it's $3 million." Not much. Like, that is not specific in the slightest. So we asked again how much, and like prior to asking, I looked at the back of the chocolate and it said 600 pesos. And they finally said, "Oh, just 600 pesos." Just 600. And if you translate 600 pesos to USD, you get... By the way, this is per chocolate bar. But if you translate it to USD, you get $30 per chocolate bar. And they tried to hand us the $600 base. It was like, I forgot. It was like 600. They tried to hand us like. Okay, no, it was not $600, but they tried to hand us like, yeah, it was like $200 worth of chocolate. It was like 240, I think it was. Oh. 100. Oh yeah, right. It was 120. Sorry, not as much, but $120 worth of their overpriced chocolate. And yeah, that's how we almost got scammed. And guess what? They tried to play it off like it wasn't. It was so. It was worse. They tried to play it off like we were just kids. It's not that much money, kid. Just buy the chocolate. Just get your parents to buy the chocolate. Just put it on the card. And that's one of the other reasons they gave us free tequila, probably to make us more, to make my parents more believing, like more reckless, I guess you could say. I don't know, but yeah, that's how we almost got scammed in Mexico. And my dad just like they kept trying to they also while he was having the free samples, they were also trying to get to sell him bottles of tequila. So one thing that they did was I didn't see the first like few, but like at the end when after the chocolate thing when we handed them back the chocolate and said no thank you very politely, they said no, they didn't say anything. I forget, but oh no, they tried to like refuse the chocolate back, so we just put it on the shelf and walked away. And then we tried pulling our dad out of the store with much difficulty because he likes tequila, I guess. He said it was good tequila, but I'm pretty sure he said it had like one of these chemicals like THC or something like that, which there's this other really bad one. I don't remember the name of that one, but I don't remember if it was THC that was the bad one or it was Or it was some other one. They basically tried. It was basically like drugs. I guess what's in drugs, like. Oh yeah, it was like marijuana alternative, I think. But yeah. So the store was really sketchy. Uh, and after he said, "Oh yeah, we can only have 3 ounces of alcohol," they tried to hand them a little up to their littlest bottles, which were still more than 3 ounces of alcohol. So one of the main reasons we were able to get out of that store without buying anything is because of the limit on our flights. Because the 3 ounces of alcohol is it's too, I guess, too little for stores like that that try to scam you. So yeah, that's basically how that worked. With that one, then we still have more to talk about though, because that was only Thursday. It's still like, yeah, there's still 2 more days. It's Sunday. It's like it's Sunday, April 20th at 11:44 a.m. when I'm recording this. Also, it's 1 USD is, I forgot to say, 1 USD at the current time is around 20 pesos. It's around 20 pesos. That's that. I memorized that fact as soon as I got into the country. Because I was not going to try to, because I wanted to see like how much everything was costing us. What an apple that Garrett bought was like $5 for an apple. And I was like, that's a scam. And he didn't. I don't even think he ended up eating the apple. But yeah. That then on Friday we went back to the one like theater that we watched the Caribbean show at. I guess. It wasn't really a theater. It was like a small. It was kind of small. It had a stage and an upper floor, but it wasn't that much of a theater. Yeah, we went back up to the Royal Sands on Friday. It was at around 5 p.m. We went back. We ate food, and it was Michael Jackson themed. But apparently to them, Michael Jackson just means you. Okay, I tried to draw a star and failed horribly. How do I draw a star again? There we go. Yeah. Apparently Michael Jackson themed just means USA themed to them. Because, like, all the food was something you would see at a 4th of July, like, lunch or dinner. So, yeah, that was a thing. Which I thought was honestly pretty funny. And then guess what I had that night for dinner? Some food, some other food, but I also had fajitas. Oh yeah. But yeah, so like they had like America cupcakes, America America cupcakes, America cookies, and they also had America macaroons, which I thought was pretty interesting since you usually don't see macaroons in America. I don't think. You might, but here in okay, I'm not gonna say my town. NY. I am not in the city. Not city. New York. Not city. Upstate. Yeah. I am not in New York City, but yeah. Here in New York. I don't see many macarons, whatever. Not many macaroons. As well as not being good at art, I also have horrible handwriting, so that doesn't help. Anyways, this paint 3D, cool, but no. Anyways, let's see. The show wasn't bad. I feel like there was a lot less skin than the Caribbean show, but it was more than necessary in a Michael Jackson show. Like, they randomly had the one girl dressed in a skimpy outfit for some darn reason. I think that's a word. I think that's like the word you use for. It was like, so it was, there wasn't nearly as little skin. I mean, as yes, as much skin, but it was still more than needed to be. It needed to be. I don't know. I guess just Mexico. I mean, like the entire like thing, like there was a lot more skin than you would see in the U.S. I don't know why. Like just in Mexico in general, like the billboards, you would see things that you generally wouldn't see in the U.S. I guess. I don't really know. Why was that blue? Oh, because it was reversed. But yeah, okay. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, on Friday we also had in at the resort Royal Sand not no Royal Cancun, not the Royal Sands, but in the pool. No. Oh my god. Okay. Let's go back to. Uh. Why? I'm on color two. It's blue. Okay, just change color one to blue. There we go. And then color two, red, I guess. Does it feel it red now? Okay, no, it's just feels blue. But yeah, in the pool. Okay, not that. We had a fun game of volleyball. Oh, I'm using pencil. But yeah, there was a fun game of volleyball, pool volleyball, and there was like a decent amount of people because my family doesn't really like crowded areas. Like, thought, oh yeah, maybe we'll go on a cruise ship this year, but Cancun, uh, Cancun one versus cruise ship. So that was something, and one of the cruise ships that we were looking at, my mom's coworker was going on that exact cruise ship. So I thought that was funny, that we were looking at, and but anyways, yes, back to Cancun, and I'm finally oh yes, now the flight back. I mean, the flight there was. I really liked it. We usually don't fly on expensive airlines, but it was like since it was a good deal. It was like a group package, so the flights would have been expensive, by themselves, like more expensive than any flight we would normally take. But the good deal meant we got a one free like snack, one complimentary snack, one complimentary drink. I would have drew beverage, but that would take too long. And then free screen, like movie screen. Like we usually never get that. So I was really surprised because it was because it came with the package. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna keep that back. So yeah, we got our free snack, and free drink, and free screen on the way there. We also got free earbuds. They were like wired though, like they were like they were like those bad plastic wire ones. They were still earbuds, which I thought was nice, especially when the Bluetooth didn't work for like any of our earbuds. My mom's earbuds didn't work. My dad's wireless earbuds didn't work. The Bluetooth just was sucked. Anyways, yeah. So we got on the way there. We got free snack, free drinks, and one free drink for each of us. And then for one free screen for each of us to watch movies on, and free earbuds to listen to that screen. So yeah, on the way back, however, why do we have a color tube that's not going to do anything? On the way back, however, it was different. we had different people, of course, and they were just not as good as the first one. Like not as good on the flight there. They would tell us like how far we were in line. Like they would be nice. They were cool. But on the way back, that is not his flight. Oh my gosh! But on the way back, they were not chill. The person in the pilot barely talked and was like just not there. They were pretty much absent. They only talked when they needed to and weren't like kind, I guess. I don't know. But then the worst person was the person handing out was a female. I don't know if I said female. Was the person handing out food and drinks. These things. I think there were two different people, but yeah, the people handing out food and drinks were not as nice. The person handing out food was the worst, though. Why? You may ask, oh, why is that? Well, I'm gonna tell you. Anyways, yeah. So, what they did was, I guess they didn't restock the plane, so they were out of everything. I guess we were like the final row that even almost got snacks. Like, my dad was the last row who actually got snacks. Our row, only 2 out of the 6 people got snacks, and there were 6 rows behind us, so that wasn't fun. And we were all like, we all had paid the same amount, so why should they get snacked, but not me? There was one snack that was gluten-free. And the person sitting next to my dad, because he was in the row ahead of us, got the last one, and they were just eating away. Anyways, yeah, I'm not mad at them, but I'm mad at the people who were the ones who were supposed to supply everything and didn't. But yeah, they ran out of food, and my mom said, "Oh, my son has a gluten allergy." And there were 2 snacks left, and neither of them were gluten free. And instead of like being nice, like, okay, I'm sorry, we don't have any gluten free snacks left. We didn't restock because the plane was 15 minutes late, anyways. Which is a true story. It was 15 minutes late. We were supposed to leave at like 12:50, and we left at like we were supposed to get on at like 12:50, and we got on at like 1:15. So, no, 1:05. So yeah, it was 15 minutes late, and by the time we like arrived back, we were like half an hour late. But anyway, arrived at the airport in Cleveland. We were like an hour late, but that's not the story here. Instead of just saying stuff like that, they went, we don't have any food for you, and then proceeded to ignore all of us, and offer both of the 2 snacks left to the people on the other side of our row because my mom asked a question, which did not sit right with any of us, since there was no free snack and the person was rude and snarky with us. And that when the drinks came around, it wasn't as bad, but like it was because of a different person. But there was no Sprite, so we had to have ginger ale. So it was like kinda no free drink. I mean, we did get our drink, but we didn't get the drink we wanted because it was their fault and they didn't offer us. And they didn't offer us any apology either. They just kind of ignored us and just, oh, we don't have Sprite. Here, have a ginger ale. Here, what do you want instead? You're supposed to apologize. And so yeah, no free snack, no free drink, but we did still get a free screen, and earbuds came like after we were already like 30 minutes into the flight, which was annoying. So yeah, me and my mom had to listen to closed. We had to watch in closed captions, and like half the time, our they didn't have any and half the time like the closed captions didn't even work correctly, and like one person would speak, and then it wouldn't record what the that's what that does, and it wouldn't record what the other person was speaking. Which it would be like hello, not speak, then it wouldn't speak, and then they would say this, and then they would say so, and then a person would say something, and it was really annoying. Apparently my dad's screen paused. Apparently my dad's screen, even with the earbuds, froze every like 30 seconds, while mine and my mom's it was like every 2 minutes. So that wasn't fun, and finally we got back to the airport in Cleveland. Then there was pretty interesting events, I guess. Basically what happened was when we got picked up into the airport, picked up at the airport. Apparently the one guy, it was his first day on the job. He was using his personal car to pick us up. And the other guy never got back in the car. Like, they loaded our stuff, and then the one guy took off with us. Apparently my dad thought... apparently my parents were wondering what was going to happen to us, and my dad was wondering if he would have to fight someone to get us out of like a weird situation. But no, it was just a normal guy who picked us up in his personal car, and then was driving 90 on the highway. So driving us, and he asked, "Is this our exit?" Like he didn't know where he was going. We got to our exit though, and he took us back to the hotel. It was honestly funny though, because and then yeah, we got back to our hotel. Yes, we got back to our hotel. We paid the hotel to park there. So and after that we got back to I have no internet. And after that, we went to Red Robin to eat because it has good gluten-free food. And I don't have a picture of Digger here. Don't swear I posted. Oh no, that was on my other channel. But yeah, I got back to the Digster after the 4-hour car drive. You may wonder why do I have my dog as my profile picture? Because he is everything to me. Digger is love, Digger is life, Digger will stab you with a knife. And to that I say goodbye for now, because this video is gonna be finished as soon as I erase everything. So feel free to stay tuned to watch me finish this. Nah, I'm just gonna write. And see you later. Not in the next video. See you later. Bye.